Assessment Task 2, Compendium of Resources, Kaitlin, Gardner. Introduction. This piece will depict 5 different resources that may be used in the teaching of later year students who are studying through the Victorian Certificate of Education curriculum. Specifically, it will provide resources that are developed for students in years 11 and 12 that relate to my teaching area of health. In particular, this piece will look at 5 of the Australian professional standards for teachers through their subgroups professional knowledge and professional practice. It will look at 2 of professional knowledge and 3 of professional practice. For professional knowledge, this piece specifically will look at 1. Know students and how they learn, and 2. Know the content and how to teach it. For professional practice, this piece will look at 1. Plan for and implement effective teaching and learning, 2. Create and maintain supportive and safe learning environments, and 3. Assess, provide feedback and report on students' learning. Each of the resources will be annotated verbally with the reasoning to why it was chosen, how it helps the learning needs of later year students, how it correlates to one of the 5 standards, and it will incorporate any other research looked upon in this discussion. Finally, this piece will reflect on the learning experienced during placement in regards to teaching later years students. My first resource is the Kids Growth website, which corresponds with professional knowledge. Number 1, know students and how they learn. So one of the useful aspects from this website, I believe, is its documents and links on childhood development, ranging from newborn to adolescence, in which it provides a number of helpful articles and documents on the physical, social and intellectual development of children in these age groups, and how issues such as an attention deficit disorder or ADHD impacts on their learning. Another aspect in this website is its interactive quizzes and Contact Us components, in which individuals can ask direct questions or learn about facts which can cover various issues relating to the development of humans. So these questions through the Contact Us may be based on individuals' diverse linguistic components, cultural, religious and socio-economic backgrounds. So this website is designed for multiple age levels, as its components utilise information targeting adults and children. Children's learning needs can be assisted as students themselves can access the site and ask various questions or participate in the quizzes to learn more knowledge about issues that affect their learning and health, and have solutions or methods in which to improve their outcomes. Their learning can also be aided as it enables adults, such as teachers, to gain an understanding on how later year students learn. Learning needs differ than that of middle year and early years. Research shows that teachers who have an understanding on what may impact on children's learning as a result of their age and developmental level is more capable at planning and implementing strategies which engage students more appropriately. Thus, students' learning is achieved at a higher and more fulfilling way. So here we are on the Kids Growth website. We have the 4 main topics that they cover. The Contact Us. So individuals can press on that and ask various questions to the professionals that work with this website. Down here for children and for parents, they've got the interactive quizzes. So if we click on that and go in here, As you can see, it's got various quizzes that individuals can do relating to different developments and issues relating on their health. If we scroll down the page, they have information from doctors, information that the public votes on, and they also have their own website that is targeting teens. So if we scroll up and go into child development, as you can see, as I talked about before, there's various age levels that you can get information on. If we click on adolescence, as we're looking at later year students, you can see there's a number of articles and information that you can go on. So if we further click on one of these, as you can see, it's even got more articles and helpful informations relating to children and their development. Also, Kids Growth provides individuals with a summary of what's affecting children's development. So we would be looking at middle adolescence and late adolescence for the later year students, years 11 and 12, and it goes into various issues that may be affecting their learning in the classroom. So my next resource is the Victorian Curriculum and Assessment Authority, which I believe goes with the professional knowledge. Number 2, know the content and how to teach it. I believe this is a useful resource as it provides curriculum documents for all of Victoria that is up to date and which corresponds to both non-government and government schools. It develops the programs, frameworks and certificates such as the Victorian Certificate of Education, in which underpins what students learn throughout their schooling. It contains resources on the implementation and planning of lessons, specifically for early, middle and later year students, and designs these lessons in correspondence to the development of the students as a whole. It provides a generic end-of-year examination that is completed by all students studying VCE at school, which provides feedback at a state level on what's being learnt and the level of knowledge coming from the student's education. This also provides students with a long-term goal and purpose to their schooling life. Students' learning can be aided by this resource as they themselves can access this webpage and look at past exams and the study design for their specific classes, allowing them to further enhance their skills and knowledge as they do practice exams leading up to the end-of-year examination. Later year students' learning can also be aided by this resource as teachers of VCE levels can have a direct subject and curriculum outline into what information is needed to be taught, which can help enable students to be successful on the end-of-year exam and also carry on meaningful knowledge with them throughout their life. So here we are on the Victorian Curriculum and Assessment Authority webpage. As you can see, it has lots of videos and information that people can access. If we scroll down here, it's got for educators, parents and students, so you can click on the tab that's relevant to you. It also has past exams, NAP plan, study designs and exam timetables, so teachers can be organised in planning for their students' education. So if we type here in the search column, which I find most helpful in finding information in this resource, if we type in health and human development, which is a subject of health for years 11 and 12, you can see that there's a number of articles and documents that people can access. So students or teachers can access the study design, Health and Human Development Index, past exams, and assessment handbooks. So my next resource is Socrative, which I believe relates to professional practice. Number 1, plan for and implement effective teaching and learning. Socrative is a web-based resource that may be utilised on a number of different devices. It enables teachers to rapidly and effectively facilitate classroom and individual discussion amongst students and enables them to assess students' learning. This resource requires you to make an account to use, and it gives various variations in the settings among the type of person who logged in. So teachers can see results and make quizzes and games where students can only see what the teachers have set up for them. This web-based resource enables teachers instant feedback on what their student has taken in, what they need more information on, and identifies opportunities for future information to be given. This web-based app enables teachers to tailor questions to the various levels of student development, as they can do the questions by themselves or in groups. So this web-based resource combines ICT as well as non-ICT components, and enables students to see written and visual cues to help them with their learning. These game questionnaires can be designed ahead of class and can be utilised in various orders than that of just a standard quiz. Later year learning can be aided through this resource, as it gives them an alternative interactive way to test or learn the theory in class. It is also an aid to their learning, as students can get instant feedback on where they are at, and teachers can use this to tailor specific lessons to the students. So here we are on the Socrative website. I'm logged in as a teacher. We've got start quiz, quick questions, space race, and exit ticket. So at the start of every lesson, a teacher could do a start quiz, which may sum up what the students have learnt and what they remember from their last lesson. Throughout the class, they can do quick questions, which may be individual or as a group, in which they can determine where the students are at and what they're taking in. A space race enables them to either individually or as a group do quizzes and questions that may be written on a board or electronically shown, which brings up a rocket with colours, and the students, as they answer the question, the rockets move across the page. An exit ticket may be used by teachers to examine what the students have learnt in the lesson and what may be needed to be renewed in the next lesson. My next resource is EDU5MTL, which I believe relates to the professional practice. Number 2, create and maintain supportive and safe learning environments. Just having a computer error. So, Edutopia. I believe this resource enables a range of individuals, such as students, teachers and parents, that access to articles and videos in which provides information and strategies to inspire students to become active long life learners. It provides a wide manner of educational topics and enables its users to discuss and comment on these, as well as a forum in which provides further information. It looks at a number of different browser topics, placing them into subcategories such as course strategies, popular topics, and grade levels. Under popular topics, it illustrates blended learning and differentiated instructions. Blended learning is aimed at helping individuals, such as teachers, ways in which to manage challenging students' behaviours by engaging the students through a variety of different activities with the use of ITC over an extended period of time. Differentiated learning enables teachers to manage students with all different learning styles, as it encourages teachers to be organised and have multiple ways in which to instruct the students in accordance to their needs. This resource aids in later year learning as they are able to comment and discuss various topics on the website, and it enables teachers to create a classroom environment that is supportive, inclusive and engaging to all students, no matter their learning needs. Research suggests that when a classroom fosters a safe and a supportive environment, children are more likely to succeed academically and emotionally. So here we are on Edutopia. As you can see, they have the videos and different topics that you can access. If we go into browse topics, as I was talking about, you've got your core strategies, your popular topics and grade levels. When we go into blended learning, it has a variety of resources that individuals can use. So you've got your discussion, students can go in here and discuss different topics. You've got a video that demonstrates on how teachers use this in their classrooms with the use of ITC. If we click up here also, you can go into specific grade levels. So I'll click on 9 to 12 as we're studying year 11 and 12 for this piece, in which its topics are specific to the age level. My final resource for this piece is EdRollo, which I believe corresponds with professional practice, access. Number 3, access, provide feedback and report on students' learning. So I came across this resource when I undertook my teaching placement, but it is available to the public for a price. EdRollo is a website in which individuals sign up for various titles, such as teacher or student. Depending on who you sign in as, it can provide up-to-date online video lectures, detailed explanation or interactive quizzes on subject materials and other content such as exams. It targets students studying VCE or HSC, which corresponds to later year students. Teachers can set work from Edrollo to which they have access in monitoring which of their students is accessing the online web-based resource. This resource also has a component in which teachers can provide feedback to students on their work they have done in Edrollo, as it instantly alerts teachers when students have accessed the data. This program also enables teachers to create their own quizzes in which it provides students answers to be seen by only the teacher, enabling them to see where each individual student is at. Teachers are able to utilize their materials not only web-based but as a hard copy, as Enrollo enables teachers the alternative to print off the content. Teachers using this website are able to create an environment that caters for all different learning styles, as it provides alternative subject material that may be accessed at any time. For an example, if you had a student in your class that was getting through all the content you had set, but the rest of the class still needed more time on it, you could get them to go onto Edrollo and go through the same topic or the next topic you're going to cover in which they can use the video lectures and other subject content that has answers to extend their knowledge, thus enabling your student to be fully engaged. So the teacher then can access what that student was doing and further plan for that student's learning needs. So as you can see, I'm logged in as a student on Edrollo. For this page, it's just got login as a student or as a teacher or as a school or a parent. And then you go into File. It comes up with a number of things that you can access, your courses, your details, and you can sign out. One error with Edrollo is it only offers certain subjects, so not all subjects under VCE are available on Edrollo. So we'll look at the study planner that they provide for Human Health and Development Units 3 and 4, which is Year 11 to 12 students studying VCE Health. So once you enter into Edrollo and you go in to what they offer you, as you can see, they've got a number of things that they cover for the student. So a student will work through this right up until exams, and each component of these has a interactive video lecture, and the students go into there and they've got more. So they've got the questions, and then with the questions they've got links to more resources. So my reflection and conclusion for this piece is my knowledge about teaching later years students was heightened after completing my placement on later year students, as I was able to see firsthand how they develop and the issues that are present while trying to teach them. Information I had learnt about prior, such as the neuroscience and on neuroscience and how it correlates to the emotional and social learning as well as physical development, enabled me to grasp a deeper understanding on how later students function. Specifically, this information by Blackmore and Wills enabled me to identify why and how later year students process information in the manner they do. Thus, I believe it enabled me to really engage and connect in a meaningful way with my students on placement. Ayres, Dinhan and Sawyers opened my eyes to teaching my students not just about the content for the end of year exam, but enabling the students to learn the content for future life experiences as well. Ken Robinson enabled me to question why I wanted to be a teacher, and enabled me to question the ways in which I planned my lessons, so that they enabled students' creativity and that they fostered a learning environment that was engaging. The Professional Standards Guide enabled me to distinguish whether my resources indeed helped or hindered my teaching style, and enabled me to conclude whether I was indeed aiding the later year students' learning needs. Mars or no enabled me insight into determining if I am an effective teacher, and gave me distinct classroom strategies that enabled me to what I believe worked more effectively in the classroom. The most useful teaching tool in teaching later year students across my placement was the use of technology and integrating it into the classroom learning environment. Other tools I used were those of group or one-on-one discussion with students, providing visual hard copy directions to students, as well as verbal and questioning or collaboration tasks. I believe these worked so successful. I believe that these may have worked so successful due to the development of the students and thus their maturity. And thus, I don't believe these tools will have worked as effectively in younger year levels. The information found on blended learning enabled me a better insight into a different meaning behind the use of setting homework, as teachers could introduce more classroom-based activities at school and have set visual and audio learning material at home to further engage learning. It was helpful in the classroom. Blended learning was helpful in the classroom where I had two different year levels in the one class and had to teach the same methods such as health, but the content was different at the same time. Blended learning enabled me one-on-one time while still permitting progress at their own pace by the online material. Flipped classrooms provided me with a deeper understanding on enabling classroom discussions and ways in which to get more teachable moments that are engaging to students, rather than just reading from a textbook. In conclusion, later year students, due to their development, are able to provide teachers with the opportunity to experiment with various teaching methods, as they provide feedback more readily, due to being able to justify and think more complex. This is very useful for new emerging teachers such as myself, as they are able to find their own ways of teaching with little impact on the students' learning than that it would have had on middle and early year students.